Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel PokePidge, and today is the first part in the series where I analyse the recent trailer for Pokémon Sword and Pokémon Shield. Today I'm going to be talking about the new Pokémon we got introduced to, and I'm not going to hang around with this one, so without further ado, let's get straight into them. First up we have Wooloo. Let's be honest, Wooloo is absolutely adorable. I'm pretty sure this is going to be your sort of early encounter normal type, you know, similar to Rattata and Sentra, etc. And I think it's got the makings of being the most popular one we ever see. Usually when these Pokemon are introduced, you know, similarly to the last generation when Young Goose was introduced, no one really cared. Yet this time Wooloo is all over social media. It's absolutely adorable. It has the ability Run Away, and that is because it doesn't like conflict, and it can freely roll away from any battle. When we were introduced to this Pokemon by James Turner, the art director for the games, which, may I say, is a perfect pick. The only British man to have ever worked on Game Freak in charge of a region set in Britain. Fantastic. But anyway, when he was telling us about these new Pokemon, in the background you could see an image of Wooloo rolling down a hill. I just absolutely love that image. It seems like it's going to be kind of a carefree and happy Pokemon, and I am all for it. Its fur is used for a speciality product and is loved by a certain town in Galar. I don't know what town that is, we haven't been introduced to any of the towns so far, but it's quite an interesting fact nonetheless. Personally, I really like Wooloo. It's very representative of the British countryside because of course you see sheep absolutely everywhere, as well as cows, so this is very, very representative of the feel of the place. Moving on to the next Pokemon, we have Gossifleur. Gossifleur is a pure grass type. Its name origin, fleur, obviously is French for flower, and the gossy bit could come from Gossypium, which is the cotton plant genome. This would make sense for its secondary evolution, but we'll go on to that in a moment. For now though, let's just discuss Gossifleur. It's very cute, very adorable. It didn't stand out for me as much as some of the others did, however, I am still happy with this Pokemon. It's very colourful, very vibrant. Obviously it's got the three main colours there, the green, the red, the yellow, and it's got the sort of white face, I suppose, creamy coloured face. It's very perfect, you know, it again fits well in this region. An interesting fact about it is that its pollen is used to make tea for children when they feel ill. I think that's pretty cool, it's a nice touch. Its pollen is used to heal both people and Pokemon. Gossifleur can evolve, and we were introduced to this evolution in this trailer, and that Pokemon is called Eldegoss. Just off the top of my head, I'm going to assume that Elder just means, you know, older, elder basically, more wise, and the Goss could probably go back to the Gossypium, so that's where its name can come from, and of course, as you see here, it's the Cotton Bloom Pokemon. That would make sense for the Gossypium sort of genome. Its seeds on its fuzzy head can help revitalise both people and Pokemon. That is a great touch. That follows on from the pollen we saw from Gossifleur, and I like that that's a thing. I'm assuming it's going to be learning some sort of healing moves as well, or, you know, anything along those lines. That'd be pretty cool. I'm fully expecting that. This is reflective in its secondary ability, where it can learn Regenerator, which heals half of your HP upon switching out. It's only been a secondary evolution on one evolutionary line before, and all of the others has been a hidden ability, so pretty good ability to have. Its primary ability though is Cotton Down. In my initial reaction video I accidentally affiliated this ability with Wooloo, however it is the ability of Eldegoss. According to the Pokemon website, basically anytime Eldegoss is hit by a move, the opponent's speed drops by a stage. I'm assuming by this Eldegoss is not going to have a particularly high speed stat, so this ability is going to help it in battle. Maybe if it can survive a few hits, if it's got a high defense, which I assume it has, because also the cotton acts as a cushion, you know, so obviously that can mean the defense could be high. If it can survive a few hits, the opponent's speed will be dropped by a few stages, then it'll be quicker, and I reckon that's when it can attack. I can see this Pokemon being used competitively, and yeah, we'll see. Moving on next, we have Dreadnought. And let me tell you, out of the 10 Pokemon we've been introduced to so far, Dreadnought is my absolute favourite. It is the Bite Pokemon, and it is Rock and Water type. The jagged fangs on its strong jaw allows it to bite off chunks of rock and iron. That is insane. I can't see this Pokemon evolving. I think this is what we're going to have. It's going to be a single evolution. But either way, I am happy with that if it stays this way. I'm not going to lie. Apparently, some trainers release it into the wild because you need to be a skilled trainer to tame and handle Dreadnought. I'm a skilled trainer, I'd like to say. I've been doing this for 20 years, so I'll give taming Dreadnought a chance. I'm assuming it's probably a slowish Pokemon, being a sort of turtle. But, you know, it will probably be able to learn Shell Smash. Looks like it will be able to learn Horn Attack. I don't think that is a horn on its head, but it could be. I don't know. Either way, I think it's going to have a very good move pool. Obviously, Bite and Crunch are going to be there. So we shall see. Either way, this is definitely so far on my first party of 6 when I play my first run through. We were also introduced to the Raven Pokemon Corviknight. In this day and age, I'm trying really hard not to say Corbinite, so if Jeremy Corbyn's still around when Pokemon Sword and Shield are released, I might have to catch a Corviknight and call it Jeremy. But anyway, moving on to my opinions on the Pokemon itself. I think it's fantastic. It may sound really minor, but my favourite thing about this Pokemon is that its primary ability is the flying type. Apart from the legendary Pokemon Tornadus, we've only had the primary flying type used for Noivern and Noibat. Literally every other flying type has had flying as a secondary typing, but not Corviknight. Corviknight is flying steel. The reason I think its flying type is a primary type is because it is used as a taxi Pokemon. Basically, this Pokemon will take you back to places you have already visited. So, to me, it seems like it's the replacement to HMO2 Fly. So we're not going to be going back to HMs, similar to we have done in Generation 7 and in the Let's Go games. I'm very happy about that. But again, going back to the Pokemon itself, it looks like it fits well in this region. The fact that it's got Knight in its name, you know, goes in with the whole sword, shield, medieval type thing I think they're going for. And it looks heavily armoured. It looks like it's literally in sort of, not necessarily the look of chainmail, but you know, like it's in the medieval metal clothing ready to go out to battle. I really like it. Its glowing red pupil is very piercing, it's very menacing, and I think this Pokemon is going to be very, very strong. And finally, we have the legendary Pokemon Zacian and Zamazenta. I work in an industry that uses print process colours on a daily, if not hourly, if not minutely basis. Those print process colours are black, yellow, cyan and magenta. Zacian is very blue. Zamazenta is very red. Cyan is very blue. Magenta is very red. Surely the name origin of these Pokemon has to come from cyan and magenta. And you know what that means to me? The third legendary in this trio, which they look up to at the end, surely has to be based off of the word yellow. So is it going to be called like Zarello, Zayarello, you know, something along those lines? I predict that it will be. But in terms of these Pokemon, the red-blue theme very much follows them throughout the entire design. If I show you the box art here quickly, of course on the left, Zacian, very blue themed, you know, following the cyan basis, I'm going to assume. And on the right there, Zamazenta, very red themed, following the magenta basis. This is replicated in the colours they glow when they are ready for battle, as you can see here. It looks pretty awesome, they look very menacing. I'm going to go out there and say that I prefer these to Zekrom and Reshiram, I prefer these to Dialga and Palkia, I also prefer these to Lunala and Solgaleo. Not going to lie, they do look very similar in appearance, I know that. Their face looks very similar and some people are upset by that. However, I'm not. These are counterpart Pokemon. They don't have to be different. In Gen 3 you had Groudon and Kyogre. You had the King of the Earth and the King of the Sea. That was a counterpart sort of battle, if that makes sense. However, these days, just having a Pokemon based off the Sun and based off the Moon or something, you know, it's alright, but it doesn't overly work. I'm looking forward to using both of these Pokemon. I'm very much going to use Zamazenta first, but either way, glad that they exist. Well, that's it everyone. Thank you for watching this episode on my channel PokePidge. Or is there one last thing? In the scenes in the Pokemon Stadium, we see a boy wearing a top that has a little squirrel Pokemon on it. Have we sort of been backhanded a reference to another new Pokemon? I definitely think so. It looks like a chubby squirrel that's eating something, might even be a block of cheese, I don't know. Either way, I'm looking forward for this Pokemon to be released. We see it again in the crowd, but it's not an overly clear image, so only time will tell. I believe this Pokemon's going to be one of the next ones to be announced, so we'll just sit on the edge of our seats until then. But yes everyone, this is finally the end of the video. Thank you for watching part 1. I'll go into part 2 next. Probably going to be talking about the new features and the new areas. Dynamax, the wild areas, all of those things. But until then, thank you for watching and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching everyone. If you've enjoyed this video, why not leave a like or a comment down below? Believe me, both are really appreciated. And of course, if you've seen this video and you want to see more from me, click that subscribe button. Why not even ring the bell? Get notified the second I upload a video. But until next time, I'll see you later.